I'm Antoy and welcome to the Antoy Show. I'm here today in this beautiful studio of Wawi Amasha, designer and artist.
I'm phenomenal, hey. I'm phenomenal, hey. I'm phenomenal, and you can check my status. I'm phenomenal, hey. I'm phenomenal, hey. I'm phenomenal, and you can check my status.
Hi, Wawi.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful.
Oh man, we're surrounded by all your art and fashion and everything Africa.
You are in Africa.
I am in Africa right now. Africa and Santa
It's a
Monica.
state of mind.
Let's start at the beginning. Tell us the story of how it began for you.
I moved here 5 years ago into this studio, and my landlady has been very kind to let me express myself.
Yes.
And but I'm originally from Kenya. I come from a small village called Reka in central of Kenya. I was raised by my grandmother for 17 years, and I just have so much passion for Africa.
Your artwork captures Africa really, really well.
Most of my artwork actually comes just from memories of my childhood, from memories of Africa, from the life that I've lived.
Tell me a little bit what inspires you with your art.
When I moved to Santa Monica, I had a neighbor who's an artist from New York, and he was painting, and I asked him if I could just hang out with him while he was painting, and he asked me if I know how to paint, and I was like, it looks like fun. So he gave me a canvas and some paints, and I did some mud hats and some stick Masai, and he was like, wow, that's nice. Wawi. I was like, you think so? And I did 3 little pieces of art, and I had a friend of mine, Lois, who had a store called Sahara across the street, and I showed them to her, and she was like, wow, these are really nice, can I keep them in the store? And I was like, sure. She's like, how much do you want for them? I was like, really? Take $20? I'm like, I don't know any value. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of the award at all in that manner. So she kept them in her store, and the next week I came to see her, and she handed me an envelope with $160. She said somebody came and bought it. I was like, really? I was like, and it just became, it started as a hobby. And then the more I painted, the more I started having all this need of just expressing. I just missed home so much. And just after going back home so much and seeing how much everything has changed, like my village is no longer a village, it's like become more suburbia. The mud huts are gone. I mean, it's not the village I grew up in. So I started just like painting and just showing that part of the world where I came from, those stories that are disappearing, those traditions that are disappearing. And I remember my grandmother used to come to all my shows, and one of the shows she told me, you know, this is not just a gift, this is a responsibility. For me, it's like some of the paintings, not necessarily the mass, but the more the village scenes is really telling those stories and trying to keep it alive. Yeah. I do a lot of my art is, you know, on canvas. I also do ceramic art, which is painting on tiles, ceramic tiles. I also do hand painted clothing. Like people bring me their jeans, their jackets, and I can paint them for them.
I can bring you some of my old ones, and you can freshen them up.
You could just, just put up, like if you have jeans that you just want to renew, instead of going to buy new clothes, you can renew your clothes. Just put a new face to it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your clothing designs and tell me how that got started.
It started actually just as fun. It was just a way to just express myself and pay homage to Africa. And what I do with my clothing, I started making clothes for myself that fitted in the modern world, but they represent Africa.
So a blend of the traditional with the modern.
Yes, and it's been a lot of fun. And I came back here, and I was going to a wedding. I was broke. I didn't want to wear anything that I had taken most of my clothes to Africa for my cousins and my friends, so I didn't have that many clothes left. And I was like, I have all this fabric. So I was living with my best friend at the moment, and she was like, "What are you doing with scissors? Don't mess up the lesson." And I was like, "Just leave me alone." I locked myself in my room, and I was like, I learned how to sew. That's one of the skills we're taught growing up. Girls, we learn how to sew, how to and my grandmother always made my clothing anyway, so I was very familiar about making clothing. And I was like, why did I learn all this if I can make my own stuff? So I made myself a dress for the wedding, and it was really, really a beautiful dress.
Did you look better than the bride?
Actually, no, well, I don't know. I definitely was more colorful than the bride. It was a very colorful dress.
That's good. More colorful than the bride is
very
good. She's
colorful.
supposed to be wearing white,
Yes,
right?
I was I was African for sure. And at the wedding, I had so many people asking me where I got the dress, and I was like, I made it. And a couple of my friends inquired to, for me to make a dress for them. And then I made a shirt for myself after that, and I made a skirt. And my best friend was like, "Oh, make me something." And
it
I
just
was
grew.
I was like, maybe I'm onto something here. And pretty much that's how I started making the clothing.
Well, let's move on a little bit. You mentioned earlier about the natural resources of Africa. Let's talk a little bit about your jewelry. So with your designs, you do bracelets, necklaces.
The one you're wearing is a new design.
And jewelry.
Earrings. I do a
toe
lot
rings.
of feather earrings. I haven't done toe rings yet.
Well, yours are interchangeable. You could, if your toes are small enough, you can wear them.
I never thought of that, but I make
and anklets. Yeah. So you make from head to toe. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. So we've heard about all of your amazing work. So would you mind showing us some now?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's go check some out. Hi, so I'm here with Wãwí, and we are here in her fashion art hut.
It's a modern day hut.
We have to use the right terminology, but it's gorgeous, and we're going to show you some of her fashions. I really enjoyed seeing your fashions and your collection and your art and your jewelry, and I really enjoyed experiencing it. I feel like I stepped out of LA and into another space.
Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun creating.
Well, if someone wants to find out more about you or your latest collection, where should they go?
Can go to mamiafrica.com. It's MAMI and Africa with a K. And I have a blog, a weekly blog that you can check out and see what I'm doing for Africa and the world. And for my art, you can go to wawiart.com, WAWI art.com, and both websites are linked, so you can get from one to the other.
Thank you so much for joining us, and if you want to find out more about Wãwí, check out her website, and you can also go to www.mangoseedproductions.com to find out more information. This is Antoy. You've been watching The Antoy Show, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.